When one of Hollywood's most fearless actors unravels live on television, the world takes notice. What happens when the calm, polished mask slips away and raw fury explodes in front of millions? Tom Hardy didn't just give an interview on The View. He gave the world a meltdown that will be remembered for years. This wasn't a slip of the tongue or a minor clash. It was an eruption so intense producers panicked. Security rushed forward and viewers were left stunned by what they saw. It began like any routine promotion, the kind of segment actors usually breeze through. 10 minutes of small talk, a few jokes, and a plug for the latest project. The studio buzzed with its usual energy. Producers checking cameras, hosts flipping through cue cards, crew members running their rituals like clockwork. Joy Behar was armed with notes, ready with questions about Hardy's new film. His career may be a bit of charm for the audience at home, nothing out of the ordinary. But the moment Hardy walked in, the atmosphere shifted. Makeup artists whispered that he seemed tense, brushing off small talk, snapping curt replies, his mood sharp enough to slice through the usual backstage chatter. He carried with him a storm, a brooding energy that unsettled everyone. Even before the cameras rolled, it felt like a countdown to detonation had begun. The red light blinked on. Behar beamed, welcoming Hardy with her usual warmth. "Tom, welcome to The View. We're so excited to have you here to talk about your new film." Instead of a smile, Hardy fired back with words that froze the room. "Are we really going to pretend this is about the film, Joy? I've seen your show. I know exactly what this is about." The hosts exchanged startled looks. The audience murmured. Behar tried to steer things back, assuring him that it was just an interview about his work, that viewers loved seeing the artist behind the character. Hardy wasn't having it. Engaging television? Is that what you call ambushing guests with personal questions? Digging into their private lives for ratings? His voice was sharp, his eyes blazing. Gasps spread through the crowd. No one had asked anything personal, but Hardy pushed on, accusing them of planning to dredge up rehab from years ago, sealed custody battles, family struggles. Behar shook her head, baffled, insisting none of that was true. "Tom, those topics aren't on our list. I don't know where you're getting this from." "Liar." The single word rang through the studio like a thunderclap. The audience froze, caught between disbelief and fascination. Hardy's anger escalated. He accused the show of being parasites, smiling in people's faces while secretly digging for dirt. "Well, congratulations, Joy, you've got your drama today." The set was no longer a talk show stage. It was a battlefield. Behar kept her composure, gripping the table tightly, trying to redirect him. "Let's talk about your film, your character. That's why you're here." "Miscommunication?" Hardy sneered. "Your whole career is built on convenient miscommunications, slip-ups that make your guests look bad while your ratings go up." For the first time, Behar's patience cracked. "That's not fair, Tom. I've always treated guests with respect. Whatever's going on with you, this hostility is uncalled for." That set him off. Hardy shot to his feet, his chair screeching against the floor. "Uncalled for? How about inviting me here under false pretenses? Pretending it's about my work when it's about ratings? Using people's pain for your cheap circus?" The studio buzzed with tension. Security shifted at the edges of the stage. Behar stood too, unwilling to back down. "Sit down, Tom. You're making a scene over nothing. We invited you in good faith." Hardy's voice boomed. "Good faith? There's nothing good about this. You exploit vulnerabilities for profit. You're everything wrong with this industry." The other hosts looked rattled. Whoopi Goldberg finally stepped in, her voice firm. "Tom, we need to cool this down. You're on live TV. This isn't the way to handle things." "Disrespect? You want to talk about disrespect, Whoopi?" Hardy snarled. "How about the way you gang up on people you don't agree with? The way you sit here and push your agenda while pretending it's just conversation?" The tension spiked. Behar snapped back. "I've interviewed thousands of people. Never has anyone acted this unhinged. You're humiliating yourself in front of the world." Hardy's laugh was hollow. "At least I'm real. At least I'm not hiding behind fake concern while destroying lives for a paycheck. You want to talk about demons, Joy? Yours are broadcast every morning." The crowd shifted uneasily. Some whispered, others raised phones to record. The meltdown was viral before it even ended. Behar faced him head-on, her voice trembling with fury. "You're unraveling on live television. You're exposing yourself as unstable and unprofessional. And it's ugly, Tom." "Ugly? At least my colors are real," he shot back. Sarah Haynes tried to calm things, suggesting a restart. Hardy spun toward her. Restart? There's no restarting. This is who you are. Smiling faces covering sharp knives. The audience was silent, suffocating under the tension. Behar's patience snapped completely. You're hijacking this show for your breakdown. This is a public therapy session. Hardy leaned closer. Breakdown? No, Joy, this is exposure. This is what happens when someone finally calls you out for the fraud you are. Producers gestured wildly off camera. Security edged closer. The host sat frozen. And then Hardy delivered the line that shook everyone. This isn't your set, Joy, you're a pawn. And when the people who run this network see this footage, your career will be in flames, not mine. The audience gasped. Behar paled. Are you threatening me? I'm telling the truth. Careers end in an instant. The studio held its breath. Hardy's voice dropped quiet but deadly. You call this entertainment? This is a circus. You're the ringleaders. You're the one making a circus, Behar shot back. We gave you a platform and you turned it into a rant. You're destroying your reputation. Hardy's calm returned, chilling in its steadiness. My reputation is built on chaos. People expect volatility from me. But you, Joy, yours is built on control. And right now, millions are watching you lose it. Whoopi tried one last time. Enough, Tom, you're crossing lines. No, Hardy said coldly. I'm erasing them. And when this footage goes out, it won't just be about me. It'll expose all of you. Security finally moved in. Behar shouted, Get him out of here! Guards grabbed Hardy's arms. But he twisted just enough to deliver one final chilling line. This isn't over, Joy. This clip will live forever. And when the world sees what you really are, don't be surprised when the empire you built comes crashing down. The silence that followed was suffocating. The audience sat frozen, the hosts pale and shaken, the crew unsure whether to cut to commercial or let the cameras roll. Hardy's meltdown would dominate headlines within minutes. But the haunting question lingered. Had Tom Hardy just destroyed his own career or detonated something much bigger?